Most people look at politicians and see one of two things: a selfless public servant working for the common good, or a calculating, power-hungry cynic who'll say anything for a vote. But nobody wakes up with a prime ministerial seal or a presidential motorcade. Power isn't just handed over. It is bought piece by piece with your time, your relationships, and eventually, your secrets. This is your life at every stage of a political career. Chapter 1: The Campaigner. You are 21 years old, full of passion, and completely delusional. You think politics is about debating grand ideas, changing the law, and shifting the course of history. Your actual job? Knocking on doors to ask angry strangers if they've thought about their local refuse collection or property taxes. At this stage, you have zero power, zero status, and an infinite supply of enthusiasm. You are a campaign volunteer or a low-paid junior staffer. Your life is entirely dictated by the local party machine. You spend 14 hours a day stuffing envelopes, cold calling people who hate you, and fetching coffee for mid-level party officials who don't even bother to remember your name. But you're paying attention. You're learning the most important lesson of early politics. Elections aren't won on brilliant policy. They are won on logistics, spite, and getting old people to turn up to a community center on a Tuesday afternoon. Your social life disappears. Your friends stop inviting you to dinners because you won't stop talking about local zoning laws or internal party polling. You sleep 4 hours a night on a broken couch in a campaign office that smells like stale energy drinks. You endure all of this because you've been promised a shot. You've proven you can take a beating for the party. And finally, after a few years of loyal silence, a local seat opens up. The party bosses look at you and say, "All right, it's your turn to run." Chapter 2: The Backbencher. You won. The election night high is unlike anything else on earth. The flashing cameras, the applause, the intoxicating feeling that you are finally someone. Then reality hits. You arrive at the Capitol, put on your brand new suit, walk into the legislative chamber, and realize you are a complete nobody. You're a backbencher, a foot soldier in the parliamentary army. Your daily life changes drastically. You get a tiny windowless office that you share with a single stressed-out intern. Your inbox is instantly flooded with thousands of emails from constituents who are deeply, deeply angry about everything from international trade treaties to pothole repairs on their street. But here's the kicker. You quickly realize you don't actually get to vote with your conscience. Enter the whips. These are the party enforcers whose sole job is to make sure you vote exactly how the leadership tells you to. If you try to vote for what your constituents actually want instead of the party line, a senior whip pulls you into a quiet corridor. They don't shout. They just gently remind you that your dreams of becoming a minister or getting funding for your local hospital will die instantly if you don't fall in line. Your life becomes a repetitive loop of sitting through hours of boring debates on things you don't care about, waiting for a bell to ring to tell you to walk through a door and vote yes or no on a bill you haven't fully read. By year 3, the idealism is completely gone. You realize that to move up, you need to get noticed. You start picking fights on morning radio, appearing on late-night news panels, and mastering the art of the 15-second soundbite. You stop trying to solve problems and start trying to win the daily news cycle. Chapter 3: The Promotion. The phone rings at 7 a.m. It's the leader's office. You've been promoted. You are now a minister of state responsible for a massive government department, like the Foreign Office, health, or education. This is where the real weight of power hits you. On day one, you walk into your new department and you are met by hundreds of career civil servants. They greet you with polite smiles, but make no mistake, they were here before you. They will be here after you, and they have their own agenda. Your life is no longer your own. Every single minute of your day, from 6 a.m. to midnight, is strictly itemized by a team of private secretaries. Briefings on a failing infrastructure project, high-stakes meeting with corporate lobbyists who are threatening to move 5,000 jobs overseas if you tax them, a brutal committee grilling where opposition politicians try to humiliate you on live television. You are constantly terrified of the gaffe. One bad phrasing during an interview, one leaked email from 5 years ago, or one bad policy decision can dominate the news and force your resignation. The psychological toll is immense. You can no longer walk down the street without people recognizing you, filming you on their phones, or shouting at you. Your family life is practically non-existent. Your spouse and children see you as a ghost who occasionally appears at Sunday breakfast to read briefing papers. You have immense responsibility, but strangely, very little control. You are trapped between what the public wants, what the civil service can actually deliver, and what the media will let you get away with. You realize that you aren't running the country. You are just managing the chaos. Chapter 4. The Inner Sanctum. You survive the ministry, and now you enter the shadow tier. You are one of the top 3 or 4 most powerful people in the country. You are the foreign secretary. You are a kingmaker. At this level, you don't care about local issues or minor department budgets anymore. You care about legacy, survival, and the ultimate prize. Your life is a constant game of high-stakes chess. You sit in cabinet meetings looking completely loyal to the prime minister, but behind closed doors, you are counting votes. You know the current leader is slipping in the polls. You know the party is getting restless. Your daily routine revolves around secret dinners, quiet alliances, and feeding information to trusted journalists. You call an influential political editor, give them an exclusive leak that makes your rival look incompetent, and watch the fallout happen in real time on the evening news, all while maintaining total plausible deniability. You no longer have friends, only temporary allies with aligned interests. Paranoia becomes your default setting. You check your office for listening devices. You assume every conversation you have is being recorded. You have traded every single ounce of your personal life for a seat at the table where the biggest decisions are made. But looking across that table, you realize there's still one seat left. You decide it's time to strike. Chapter 5. The Leader. You did it. You are the Prime Minister, the most powerful politician in the country. You stand at the podium, the seal of office in front of you, the eyes of the world on you. You have reached the absolute peak of the political ladder. So what is life like at the top? It is a beautiful, gilded prison. You live above the shop, surrounded by security details 24 hours a day. You can't open a window without permission. You can't take a walk to get a coffee. Every word you speak can instantly move global stock markets, start military conflicts, or cause a national panic. But the most striking thing about Level 5, the profound loneliness. When you were a volunteer, you had a team. When you were a minister, you had allies. Now, everyone who walks into your office wants something from you. Your ministers are trying to position themselves to replace you. The opposition is trying to destroy you. And the public blames you for things completely out of your control. From global oil price spikes to bad weather on a holiday weekend. You spend your days managing crises that have no good answers. You are forced to choose between the lesser of 2 evils on a daily basis. And the clock is ticking. Because in a democracy, your downfall is already scheduled. Whether it comes next month via an internal party coup or in 2 years at a general election, you know that eventually you will be cast out. Chapter 6. The Downfall. When that day comes, the security details vanish, the phones stop ringing. The world moves on to the next person climbing the ladder. You watch intently, knowing the feeling of moving up in the world, the cameras on you, the power behind your words and your decisions. And all you are left with is your memoirs, your legacy, and a quiet house. You started this journey wanting to change the world. But the question you'll have to answer when it's all over is, did you change the system? Or did the system change you?